Tyler Sash, a former Iowa football safety, Super Bowl champion, and a man of great character, died at the age of 27 on September 8, 2015, right here in Iowa. The man who donated time and money to charities and hospitals all over found himself doing things that he would have imagined himself doing. After taking the police on a 4-block chase on a motorized scooter, he was arrested for public intoxication. After being an NFL superstar and the Super Bowl winning Giants, he found himself unemployed because of confusion, memory loss, and even minor fits of temper. On September 8th of 2015, Sash died because of a toxic mixture of pain drugs. But was this really the reason that Tyler Sash died? If you or anyone you know play sports, they may be at a very high risk for concussions or other sports-related injuries. Whether or not sports leagues should do more about concussions will be examined first by learning some background about the topic, why we should support more being done, some solutions to the problem, what things will be like as a result of my proposal, and finally, what you can do. To begin, we must learn more about concussions in sports. We first need to know more about it to fully understand this issue. According to the article, former NFLers call for an end to tackle football for kids. The definition of a concussion is a jarring injury of the brain resulting in disturbance of cerebral function and sometimes marked by permanent damages. When people think of concussions, football often comes to mind, but in reality, according to the Washington Post, the rate of concussions to total injuries in football is actually the 4th highest behind girls soccer, girls volleyball, and girls basketball. You may be wondering how you can be persuaded on concussions in sports. Some people believe that concussions in sports are just something that will happen and nothing should be done to prevent them because the people who are participating in these contact sports know what they're getting involved in. On the other side of the argument, people are saying that obviously people know what they're getting involved in, but that doesn't mean advancement in technology and prevention should be halted. This is important to us as college kids for many reasons. The first reason this is important to us is because concussions are very common in college sports and even intramurals. According to the Wall Street Journal, 1 in 5 college athletes suffers at least one concussion within their 4 years of play. Another reason this is important is because professional athletes provide entertainment to us, and some of the best players in professional sports have been stepping down because they don't feel like their safety is being put first in their respective sports. Many people are affected by this. Not only college athletes, but high school athletes and pro athletes are also affected. No matter what skill level their sports are being played, there's still a high risk for concussions. Moving along, let's focus on some ways to solve this problem. Many things can be done to fix this problem. We must support those who support the advancement of safety in all contact sports. Supporting these people can lead to nothing but good in the fight against concussions. Supporting makers of new headgear technology or anything that can protect the brain is a start. We must also convince others how hurtful concussions are, not only to the brain, but to sports as a whole. According to the article, top players dismiss CTE dangers in USA Today. Michael Parsons, a top high school defensive end, when asked about the risks associated with concussions in football, said, "I don't have any. I mean, it's football. We hit hard. Of course, legal hits, but I like to hit hard. We all do. That's the game, so whatever happens after that just has to happen." NFL superstars have been heard not very happy about the rule changes that have been happening in the game recently. A recent rule was implemented where a blindside hit would trigger a fine from the NFL. In college, a targeting rule has been initiated for the safety of players. Targeting is called when players use the crown of their helmet and hit the crown of an opposing player's helmet. Targeting results in a penalty and also an ejection from the game. While these rules may seem self-explanatory for the safety of the players and the game, and ultimately the sport, many players seem to disagree. These two things can easily be put into practice. Many athletes are voicing their opinions on social media. That being said, we can use our own voices and voice our opinions on social media as well. Another thing that can be done is to wear headgear or anything that can prevent concussions when participating in contact sports. This will protect you from concussions and will also set an example for others. Finally, let's see the results of my proposal. Good things will result from my solution. There will be more precaution taken when it comes to preventing concussions, which will lead to a decreased amount of concussions. Athletes will think before they do, and their sports will become a lot safer. If change does not occur, the consequences won't be very good. We may see an increased amount of people like Tyler Sash obtain CTE, which is a deadly disease that occurs when the brain has suffered too much trauma. Also, if change doesn't occur, we may see professional sports players getting hurt and retiring earlier as a result of head injuries that occur. It is clear that more should be done to prevent concussions and sports-related injuries. In conclusion, we have examined whether or not more should be done about concussions. By first learning about why we should support more being done, some solutions to this problem, and finally how things will be in the end. As a class, I encourage all of you who are involved in sports or any physical activity to support and use any new headwear or any technology that can be used to prevent concussions or any other injuries. Tyler Sash, an Iowa native, died of a toxic drug overdose, but his mother knew this wasn't the real reason he died. She sent his brain in to be examined, and sure enough, Tyler had been living with the disease CTE, which had affected the way he had lived the last couple years of his life. It is time that we as sports fans and players of sports support rule changes and technology that helps decrease the ridiculously high concussion count in contact sports.